We're diving into Nicki Minaj's birth chart. I'm obsessed with Pink Friday too, and I really wanted to read her chart. My name is Desiree, and I am an astrologer. You can book a reading with me. See my link in bio. I've heard she's an Aquarius rising, but I don't want to do the rising sign wrong because it's not on astro.com. So we're going to just read it with no houses. She's a Virgo moon, Sagittarius sun, Sag Mercury, Sag Venus. Her Mars is in Capricorn. Her Mercury is exactly conjunct Neptune, and Mercury is the planet of communication and your mind. It's also very close to Venus and her sun in Sagittarius. I would call this a stellium, and being that her Mercury is so influenced by Venus and by Neptune, she's going to be a very dreamy, fantasy, creative, mystical, almost magical type of person. And especially with her words, she's going to have an artistic flow about the way she communicates. Even though she does have all of this strong masculine energy, that Venus there really gives it a softer, feminine, sexy, I would say laced up type of a feel. Like she can say things in a very artsy and beautiful manner, but they can be also very sharp and masculine and, out there like a Sagittarius would, very outgoing, very outspoken, not afraid to speak their mind. Uranus in Sagittarius also is a little bit rebellious, makes the person more inconsistent in a way. I don't want to say unstable, but just kind of unpredictable, that rebellious energy, never really being able to be tied down in a way and just feeling like you kind of always have to prove yourself. Neptune with Venus and Mercury also kind of makes someone feel like they are being placed into a category. Not that I want to say it like makes them kind of play the victim, but it more so puts them into that sacrificial role. Like they feel like they are kind of a sacrifice in a way for a bigger purpose. And people with Virgo moons also sort of feel that way in general. They're just so critical of themselves and critical of others. Like nothing is ever good enough for them. They can feel like they end up giving up more than others or sacrificing more to help people or to get what they want. They have to work a lot harder, especially that moon is so late. It's at 27 degrees of Virgo. It makes it even more powerful. And the Virgo moon is in a square to her Sagittarius placements, which is a very hard placement to have your moon in such a hard aspect to all of the other planets in your chart. You know how you naturally are, that Sagittarius energy, the outspoken, outgoing, creative, ambitious, masculine energy, to that feminine Virgo that wants to just kind of keep to themselves, stay away from people, more introverted. And you can definitely see that, I think, with her, especially with age, there is this kind of emotional side to her and more private, more sacred, like you keep certain things in a sacred private area of your life. And especially when you get into motherhood, that moon really comes out even further, that nurturing Virgo, that healing energy. Virgo moon people can be very healing to others around them, but for her, I think it's been a pretty unnatural integration just because that moon is square to her other Sagittarius placements. Like Sagittarius and Virgo people don't get along very easily. They're very different. So when you have that in your chart, it's a square, and it's definitely very difficult to actually integrate those two sides of your personality, especially when the moon is so emotional and sensitive. You can be very like sensitive and feel like everyone's out to get you, feel like you'd rather just be alone and keep to yourself. Also makes someone very meticulous, very organized. And it's just so crazy that is such a tight square, the moon at 27 and Mercury and Neptune at 26 in Sag. So it's just a very strong square. So that's going to be a big theme in her life. Mars and Capricorn people are very hardworking, very steadfast, very strong, people that can go the distance to get what they want. And I like the Mars being in a trine to her moon. That shows that her emotional and physical energy is very well aligned. So this is good for success, for ambition, for achievement. You're able to physically go about, getting what you want in a seamless manner, especially when it comes to, going about what your emotional needs are. And really expressing that and building something in the world, building what you want, going after what you want, not being afraid. It just gives you like a natural confidence, a natural sexy confidence that even if sometimes she does feel more insecure or hard on herself, or that people are out to get her, she's always going to be very confident with that Mars trine to her moon. Now her North Node in Cancer is peculiar as well. I think that just lends to her need to be a mother and nurture and have a home and a really safe family life. I think she is someone who values that privacy and having her walls up, and probably has definitely like leaned into that and with age and learned how to appreciate that, when before she would go to that South Node, I'm sure, where you are more in control and powerful and feeling like you need to, get this money and achieve and build something, or you don't have value value, you know, go into that Cancer North Node where you're just intrinsically, you know, you have value. You don't need to go out and, you know, show people what you can do because you intrinsically just have that worth. And being a mother, that nurturing kind of Cancer energy is very good for that North Node. A very interesting chart for Miss Nicki Minaj. I wish I had the birth time, so let me know if you guys have heard of her birth time. Leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to book a reading with me, my link is in the bio.